not Stephen Katz. You two ended up on each other's nerves in Europe.
That was 40 years ago.
Robert Redford is looking for an adventure in a walk in the woods. None of his friends want to tag along with him except for one, and they reconnect along the path. All right, so this is a walk in the woods.
Yeah, Robert Redford, and the friend tagging along, by the way, is Nick Nolte. And the two of them together have a really good chemistry in this movie. It's kind of one of those movies that you can tell is looking for a little bit of Oscar attention, maybe for performances and that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, I think it falls a little bit short in a lot of those ways. Although I will say, and we'll go ahead and just call this the best thing, Nick Nolte is really, really good in this.
I know the name, but is that, who is he then? Is that him? No.
Well, he's, okay, it's hard to describe. You'll know him when you see him. He's got a very deep and grumbly voice, and I'm not sure if you'll see him in the preview here at all, but he is really, really good in this and plays a nice foil to Robert Redford. The movie does strain a little believability. This is actually based on a true story of an author who decided he wanted to walk the Appalachian Trail and kind of what happened. And that author was, I think, in his late 50s. Redford's in his late 70s, and so it kind of strains a little bit of the believability with some of the stuff that's going on with these guys. That's Nick Nolte right there, by the way, in the beard. So it strains a little bit of that, and it's also really, really slow. And I'd say that's probably the worst thing. It's just kind of a slow stroll, and it may be, do you remember last year the movie Wild that came out with Reese Witherspoon?
I remember you talking about it.
It was so energetic and so full of life and meaning and depth, and I wonder if I'm having a little Wild hangover, because it's kind of basically the same story in this one, but it's just done a little bit more low key, and so it felt a little bit more boring or slow or whatever. So, but overall, still, I think it's a decent movie. I gave it a B-.
All right, B-. Okay, on to movie number 2. A former special ops mercenary gets pulled into a revenge plot against a Russian mobster thanks to a trio of bank robbers. The transporter goes on the offensive when that mobster kidnaps someone. So, all right.
Yeah, there are 3 transporter movies before this. They all starred Jason Statham, who's now a big action star, right? So the big thing with this is they're trying to relaunch the franchise with a new star. And as for that, I think he does well. In fact, I think he's the best thing about the movie. His name is Ed Skrein. And so I think his time on the screen is really, really good. Like, he's compelling in that way.
See how
and
you
I
did
think
that there? Screen time?
It's very nice. So he works well, and he works well with his father. You see them two there. I think their relationship works well. Other than that, it's a really eye-rolling movie. It's over-the-top action. It's very much geared towards a specific audience. There's not a lot you're going to love really in kind of the dramatics of it or the depth of it or anything like that. Also, I should say it's really steamy for a PG-13, so something for parents to be aware of, you know.
If they're taking their kids.
If you're taking your kids to see kind of an action-adventure type movie, this one definitely pushes the limits on that. As far as the worst thing goes, I said TLI. And have everybody said TMI, too much information? This is the opposite. This is too little information. There's not enough knowledge about what's going on in the plot, why people are doing what they're doing, so you're not invested in it because you just don't know what people's motives are or why you should be rooting for them throughout the entire movie. So it's hard to get into in that way. Overall, this is not a great movie. I said about a C-.
Okay, well, considering you got a B and a C out there, you got any A's? Any A's to tell us
Well,
about?
I can give you 3 to C. The Gift is really good if you like thrillers. Inside Out is still in theaters. The best movie of the year as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, you've been talking a lot about
Inside Out is great, and Mission Impossible Rogue Nation is a really fun action movie. If you're looking for action, don't want to see Transporter, go see Mission Impossible Rogue Nation instead. It's really, really good.
Okay.
Yep.
Your movie friend Aaron Dicer reviews all the movies. You can find that at KY3.com.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Aaron. When we come back, we are joining Jeremy Rabe again. He is finishing up our no-bake layer cake. It already looks very yummy. Stay tuned.